podcast.
But it's not bad. I've brewed worse. Maybe not. Maybe I haven't brewed worse.
I don't know.
I don't know if you haven't brewed anything worse than this.
Oh, I have.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
This is not bad.
It's not bad.
And 2 of the Portland Beer Club podcast with the guys.
102.
102 FM.
Does
nobody even knows what that is anymore. There is like FM exists, sort of. I know it's still there, but do you ever listen to the radio?
Never.
Never.
When my wife is in my car with me because I don't have Sirius or my Bluetooth doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just had it on the other day.
Also, I feel like we shouldn't be promoting the radio because this podcast isn't broadcast anywhere. Okay?
Radio,
so
never heard of it.
Yeah. What?
FM.
I'm sorry. There are no people living in caves anymore.
For Mom.
So.
AM. Like the morning?
So, Marcus, tell our listeners what we're drinking right now, because we're drinking one of your home brews. And
we're drinking home brew.
Pretty delicious.
It's good. Another West Coast IPA, or Northwest style IPA. This one's a little fruitier than the last one. Similar recipe, but this time it's mosaic forward. The hop bill is like 70% mosaic, about 20% Nelson, and then about 10% Citra. And yeah, it's just
solid hops.
I was telling Beef off the air, which
pre-show
that the one thing that's negative about this beer is that it is incredibly dry, and that was because we just had a massive it's the Sahara of Northwest style IPA. Thank you.
Is dry a bad thing with a beer?
No, I don't think so. Normally you want
IPAs,
West Coast IPAs to be really dry. You don't want to taste the malt and sweetness and all that, I think. But and I actually don't mind it. I like it. But I think it's a little bit to the detriment. Like the finish just kind of ends really dry and quick, and like the hops, they're there, but they don't carry. The flavor doesn't carry through quite as much, and the bitterness is a little bit more pronounced.
It reminds me of the first round of RPM when Boneyard first came out.
Yeah,
what it reminds me of.
Well, I'll take that because that's a pretty good beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was telling them. So we've had this really cold weather, hard freeze. It was like 15 degrees out, feels like 4. And when I was fermenting this IPA, that was coming along, and I wasn't sure if my garage would hold temps well enough for me to finish the IPA. So I pushed the fermentation temperature and really tried to get the fermentation done aggressively, and I think that may have backfired a little bit in the dryness side of things. So
just in the fact that you let it ferment a little too long, in a sense, quote unquote long, and it ate more sugar than you expected, or is it because because it was at a higher temperature, you got different flavors produced by the yeast?
I think it's more the former that I just made. I made for a really healthy environment for the yeast, really warm. Normally I ramp up slowly fermentation. I keep it slow and then let it slowly rise towards the end just to finish it off. But this beer, this is the same malt bill that I've been using for a while now for these IPAs, and this finished like 3 or 4 gravity points lower than it normally does. And I think you really, I can taste that.
Yeah. Definitely.
It doesn't mean it's bad, like you said. It's good. I'm pleased with the flavors that are out of it, but just a bit dry. But that, on the other hand, I actually like this. You can drink this and like you just want another.
You can you can keep going. Yeah.
So in that case,
if I bought one of these and drank it, I would go back and get a 4-pack.
Yeah, cool. So, I mean, that was. I gave this to my one of my buddies and his wife, a growler, and his wife had it, and he's like, yeah, she doesn't like IPA, and she went back for a second one. Yeah. I'm like, well, that's the biggest compliment you can get. Like, if somebody wants to go back for more, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's subjective.
All right.
And the more you drink of it,
I think it gets better. That first hit
you get more of that nuance, but it's a little. I don't know, astringent or bitter up front for me.
Okay.
So everybody held up well during the storm. We did have a big ice storm. There's still snow on the ground from 1 week ago when that first hit. So
it's been 1 week.
It's been cold. For Oregon.
It's been cold. Period.
Especially considering they said this was an El Nino tide and it's supposed to be a warm winter. And then this
that's right. Warm, dry winter.
Yeah, this hit and we've just been...
It has been so far, I think.
mean, it's barely gotten out of the 30s. I don't think we've been out of the 30s yet, have we?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And we were like, what? Like you said, wind chill of like 4 at one point.
It was super cold.
Like 37 right now.
But that was like the majority of the United States, right? Wasn't it all pretty much just getting hammered?
Everything except Disneyland and Disney World.
She went to both places in 1 week?
Disney World Land. Whew. Beef, I'm going to warn you now. My wife is talking about calling your wife to set something up for a Disney trip.
For the Big D.
Just letting you know.
I'm not sure if Beth will be down. She just
I don't. You're really going to have to twist her arm.
She'll need at least 2 months to recover.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the Portland Disneyland podcast, everyone.
Yeah, sorry, Jason.
Portland My Wife podcast.
Yeah.
My wife. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong.
Yeah. Right.
So, the one thing that really sucked about this, so you guys, like, on a very serious note, is all of our brew pubs and tap houses and growler stations and breweries and restaurants and bottle shops really got hit hard, as well as most local businesses. But, you know, we don't talk about most local businesses. We talk about beer. So,
and it's dry January on top of it, right?
Right.
So,
and right after the holidays, just generally.
And it really does. That really does impact the industry.
I wonder how many people gave up dry January while they were locked in their house with their family for a week. Come on. How long do you think that lasted?
Jim didn't. His wife went to Disneyland.
Right. Yeah, I was sober that whole time.
Yeah.
Love you.
But anyways, get out there and help them bounce back. They need our help. We just got through 3 years of COVID, so let's get them back up and running.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's do we want to break into a mystery beer first?
I do. I want to break into mine.
Beef's jumping into his right away.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Openers are here if you need them.
Yeah. That looks like is that a stock photo on that Bauman's?
Could be.
Or not. It looks like it, but I feel like it's
How
not.
would I know if it's stock?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But it's a very odd picture.
So while Beef's getting that up and running, we got two stories about kind of the same place, but just from two different perspectives. As we all know, Ecliptic shut their doors some time ago. They're still brewing beer, but they had multiple locations, and we are seeing people jumping into those locations, which is a wise move. Marcus, what do we got?
Yeah, I was just looking at this. Well, so one thing is actually Ecliptic's not brewing at that location. So they're now brewing out of Ninkasi. That's where the Ecliptic beers are.
Really?
Yeah, that's where Ecliptic beers are being brewed.
That's where he went down to. Okay.
Yeah. So he's part of that big conglomerate of whatever we talked about. I can't remember the name now off the top of my head. But so yeah, he's an advisor, and that's where Ecliptic beers come from now is Ninkasi.
Okay.
So yeah, the
you mean Rainier?
Yeah.
Kind of like Pete Carroll.
Kind of like Pete Carroll.
I saw that new packaging on their I don't know if it's a 12-pack, but man, it looks mighty similar to Rainier 12-packs.
Oh yeah.
Ninkasi's rebranding.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So yeah, the other the main story about this, then we're talking about the brewery, is that Von Ebert bought Ecliptic's main location, including the brewery.
Wait, I thought something else had moved into there though at one point. I thought there was something going in there. Did that not happen, or did I read that wrong?
No, it's actually the two locations. So the one you're talking about, the first one was Bauman's, is a cider company. They bought the satellite pub that they had, the old baseline place, or base camp place,
right?
And Ecliptic's Moon Room or Moon,
Moon Room, I think is what it's called.
Yeah. So that's where the cider company is going to be having a tap house.
Okay.
But then the main brewery itself is just bought by Von Ebert, and they're going to brew out of there.
Right, but I thought somebody else had taken over the main building. I guess I heard that wrong. But
I feel like we had a story here a couple months ago, but maybe it was someone was just like putting out feelers. Maybe that was the story.
It was probably that because they only shut down like in November.
Right.
It wasn't that long
ago.
It was.
So Von Ebert's on the move because we have one over in Beaverton, over by the Great Notion location.
I'm for it.
Yeah,
they're good.
They're expanding huge. Which is good for them.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
But I think it's like ever since they took gold in like West Coast or American IPA at GABF a few years ago, it's like they've kind of exploded from there.
Yeah.
And I'll admit like some of their fresh hop beers this year were really good, and
Volatile Substance is a go-to for
me
now.
Their lagers are good. Yeah, their lager. Yeah, it's like a reliable, really solid IPA. Yeah, for sure.
You can find it. You can find it a lot more places now.
Yeah,
and I like Bauman cider.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've
never had it.
This is the Bauman's has the big nursery shop down. In,
Yep. Bauman's Berry Farm.
They're
really.
First off, that's a great place to go.
Where are they?
It's down like
on like
Woodburn,
99E.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, up in 99E somewhere.
Yeah, it's a really cool place for like getting plants and gardening
spring festivals and fall festivals
but yeah, I started getting their cider there some time ago. I was like, I didn't know they were making cider, and then next thing you know, you're seeing them on the shelves, and now they're moving on up.
Do they make like just like standard cider, or they make like crazy stuff? What do you normally buy?
They do some flavored stuff. You get like cranberry during Thanksgiving and all that stuff.
Okay,
they do all the stuff, but they just do it.
But it's all about 7%, like 5 to 8% or so. It's nothing wild.
Yeah, but it's good.
But they're good. Yeah. I've not had a bad one from them.
No.
So you asked if this is a stock photo.
Mm-hmm. Getty image.
The little caption under it says Christine Bauman. So I'm going to say
probably.
Yes. She's everywhere.
This
mystery beer?
Brett?
Oh my
Brett?
goodness.
No.
Brett? Is that not Brett that I'm getting? What am I getting?
Brett? No, there's no Brett
what
in
am I
this.
getting? Or is it
I don't smell Brett. I haven't tasted it yet, but I don't smell it.
Or is it what is that flavor I'm getting?
I don't know. You tell me. What is it? What do you liken it to?
Is it Belgian?
It might be.
Belgian.
Might have. I'd say it has some Belgian characteristics.
That is Belgian.
Okay,
yes. That's Belgian. That's clearly Belgian.
Okay, I always just think bread is like every Belgian beer.
Oh, bread. I thought you said Brett.
Yeah. I thought you
I
said
heard
Brett.
B-R-E-T-T.
Yeah. Your favorite, Brett.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Oh, I thought you said bread.
There I heard bread.
Oh,
I did too.
I don't know.
Okay.
Jeez. God damn it.
Does Brett make bread?
Brett Favre, right?
Yeah, sourdough.
Okay.
So Belgian is what I was thinking then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
it's not like the most phenolic Belgian thing I've ever had, but it definitely tastes Belgian to me. Yeah.
I have no guesses on this other than Belgian.
Belgian triple, quad, single.
It's not a quad. It's not even. I don't think it's a triple either. If it is, they're masking the alcohol really well. The drink's easy.
It's pretty dark though.
It is. It's decently dark. That's why I'm kind of confused by it.
Yeah, that's not a triple.
Quad? Aren't quads dark?
Quads can be dark.
Yeah,
quads
are usually like 12% or something.
Yeah,
they're up there.
Don't ask me. You guys are tromping in territory.
There's another style that you're missing. You're so close.
Duvel. Oh, I got it.
You got it. Ding, ding, ding.
I got it. I don't even know what it is, and I got it.
You said the only Belgian name you know. So you got it right.
so do you think this was brewed in America or in Belgium?
Oh, that's a good question.
Canada.
I'm gonna say
Canada.
How old is it?
I don't know.
I think it's a gym beer. So.
I'm gonna say then it was brewed in America.
Brewed in America?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's some high praise for American brewers. Then this is Saint Bernie's 8, which is their double.
Okay. So the reason I said that was I thought you were messing with me, and I was gonna go, Firestone Walker brewed this because of their co-ownership or partnership or whatever. That's why I thought you asked that. I was like, he's going Firestone Walker brewed this. That's why I said it.
Oh, that'd be great. No,
Okay.
I didn't think that far ahead.
It's not Firestone Walker, obviously. But it's 8%. Okay, yeah, that fits.
Drinking it to get rid of it. Oh man,
just to get rid of it.
Didn't like the.
So tell us, would you buy this again?
I would.
Sean?
Nope.
You would.
I would. Yeah, I very much enjoy that.
That's interesting. So it's an Abbey.
Smooth
this is
and
an Abbey
bready.
ale.
Yeah.
What it's defined as.
Yep. Abbey double.
It's not super Belgian-y yeasty, so I can see how that would not set you off because I know you don't really care for that.
No, not a whole lot. But I feel like I can deal with it more in darker beers than I can in like a Saison or something.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that bubblegum pop of a Saison.
No, yeah, but if you got roasty, dark chocolate malts or something like that can go along with it, then that's
like this.
That's good. Yeah.
Yep. So smooth.
Yeah, it goes down easy. That's for sure. I wonder. Every time I have a beer like this from Europe, I always wonder, what does it taste like fresh? Because, like, supposedly, Duvel is like a really hoppy beer, but here in America, when you buy it, it doesn't taste hoppy at all.
Right, yeah.
So there's a pronounced hoppiness that it loses. I wonder if this is more hop. Does it even have IBUs and stuff on it? Probably doesn't.
I kind of doubt it.
But it's an Abbey ale. I wouldn't expect it to be hoppy.
Chance beer. taking a chance, trying something new.
Resident Culture lightning drops.
I think he said they're out of North Carolina.
Come on, raise up.
Picked this up at John's Market yesterday.
Product of Firestone Walker. No, I'm just kidding. This came into Jupiter, Florida, though. That's where it was originally entered the States. And it says to drink by, so you don't even know when it was made.
Ooh, drink by when, though?
February 2026.
We made it.
We did it.
Just under the wire.
What did you just pour?
The Resident Culture IPA from
Resident Culture?
That's the brewery. They're out of North Carolina.
Charlotte.
John's Market had like 8 new beers from them yesterday, and he said that they were trying to showcase them. That was the newest canning that they had of any.
I like that we get random drops from random places across the U.S.
But
or the world.
You know what though?
Oh, for sure. Can's cool.
It took a while to find some beers yesterday because a lot of out-of-state breweries do not label their cans.
I can see why you took a risk here because the date is smudged. Yep. I don't know what that's saying.
It was December, late December.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we figured, okay, it can't be that old, but yeah, I mean, I was trying to find some stuff that I've never had before, but
it was a hazy.
But a lot of people just don't date their cans, and I told the guy, I said it's not worth the risk. Beer's too expensive now. It's not worth the risk to buy something.
Yeah, like $6.
They had IPAs from July still in there, so Beef, you might want to get over there.
Ooh.
It's not old.
A couple more months.
This says it's bursting with juicy tropical dark fruit and dank citrus.
Boner. Yeah, it's not bad.
What do you think? What's it say about the malt?
It's not bad. I mean, it's not great. I wouldn't buy this again, but I wouldn't say it's bad.
It's a little sweet.
It kind of. I'm getting a little bit of hot burn, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A little tiny bit. Yeah, I get it.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
Beef is just swirling his whole head around.
So what's it called? It's called lightning
drops.
Lightning drops. Okay, there you go.
It says Mosaic. What was it? Mosaic, Citra, and Strata.
It's got a cool can. It's an all.
I like the can.
The can's black.
Yeah, the top is black.
Yeah, the whole
tab is
like
black.
The actual metal is black.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then a cool label.
They only did it to the top.
Black metal. Now there's a beer.
Black metal.
There's a funky beer that I can handle.
What's that?
Yeah.
Black metal.
Yeah.
It's Jester King's Stout.
Yeah.
Mixed culture stout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not bad. Yeah, without the hot burn, I'd say it's kind of like your standard.
I'll say this.
Really, hot burn. You're not getting any hot burn.
Huh.
That is probably the best beer I've had that's made in the South. I'll say that. Granted, I haven't had a lot of Cigar City stuff.
Florida's not the South.
It's its own thing.
Seriously.
Florida's not the South.
Yeah, I think you got to go east of Texas, because Texas is not the South.
Nope.
Say? Yeah, it's not the real South.
Texas is Texas.
Yeah,
right.
Texas
is
different.
It's its own thing like Florida.
So you go
Louisiana.
east of Texas,
and
then you can go all the way to basically Florida. I mean, not in Florida, but just
How is Florida not the South?
Panhandle is.
Would you call Panhandle the South?
Oh yeah.
Why is Florida not
because
the
they're
South?
mostly full of retirees now from all over the states.
How does it not qualify? It's like as South as
because
it gets.
because it's a different culture.
Well, you're thinking
because it's Cuban
South,
and it's more of a mix.
Yeah, if you're thinking South geography, or you're thinking like the South,
right?
I don't think Florida is like. I don't consider
how many
Florida
SEC
like
teams are in Florida?
I don't know.
Just one, I think.
Anymore?
Oh God, yeah. Who knows anymore?
Yeah. Either way.
But yeah, and then north to what? Indiana, Ohio.
Okay, let's just say this.
Pennsylvania. No, Maryland. Maryland is not a southern
state. From New England, it's the best beer I've had.
There's Maine.
Best beer I've had from the East Coast.
Okay.
Other than New England.
New England area. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which they had a shit ton of Focal Banger and
Hopper. Yeah, that's still
John's
hanging
yesterday.
out.
Like that's been sitting for a few weeks now, which is funny because that stuff used to go in a day.
Yeah.
So
I have a couple in here right now. They're about a month old, so they should still be good. But
oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, that stuff sits now a bit, which is funny.
Yeah, beer's just not moving like it used to.
Well, yeah, we have a topic about
that. Let's talk about it. Let's just get right to it because we're there.
It's organic.
We are already.
Well, it seems like it.
Yeah. Forget teasers, everyone. Just dive into everything.
Just burp all over it.
You don't want foreplay, do you?
2023 worst beer for Oregon beer this century. Are you worried? Is the headline.
Yeah. So basically, the article is talking about how for Oregon, for the Oregon beer industry, 2023 is the worst by sales volume, whatever, since 1999. So
even worse during like the height of COVID.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So they said that at the height of COVID, things were really, really bad, but then they rebounded it for a bit. But then everyone's habits have just changed because of COVID and the pandemic, and
canned cocktails.
Everyone gets things and everyone gets
inflation
things like,
too.
Yeah, like bars and stuff. People get stuff delivered to their house now. They don't go out.
Yes.
So they said the rebound helped for like a few months, and then it slowly went down. They're like, now we're at like just as bad as almost like COVID times right now. And then you combine that with the fact that people are drinking beer less, which we'll talk about too. They said, like it's. The beer industry in Oregon is an enormous part of the entire economy for us, but it's bad. And so I think this year was the first year in Oregon where more breweries closed than opened. And And I'm like, well, that makes sense, because think about like the volumes in '99, and then think about how many more breweries there are right now than there were in '99.
Okay, but and I don't mean to be insulting to anything, but of those breweries that closed, how many were pretty rock solid good breweries?
That's subjective.
I know, but I'm talking about our taste. What brewery closed that you were like, oh shit?
Reach Break.
That was a good one.
Yeah. And I have that on there too to talk about Reach Break closing. But yeah, that one's probably the biggest one for me.
Yeah. That's about the only one I can think of that personally I went, oh shit, I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, same here.
I'm kind of bothered by Rev Nat's not being around, because while I didn't drink a lot of cider, when I wanted one, I would seek
they
stuff
were
out.
about the best.
Good point. Yeah.
Which is probably why he shut down, because I stopped buying it.
No, it's
Marcus.
Big bad Bauman's coming in and pushing the little man out.
Right.
With all that big farm money.
You gotta see if we can talk Bauman's into making some tepache. Because that was the shit.
Yeah, that was the shit.
Yeah, well.
So yeah, I mean, you're right. I would not be surprised. So given the trends,
is it just Oregon, or is this a national issue?
It's national as well. But this article was specifically about Oregon breweries.
I saw that article from 5 different sources.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Wow.
Like, a lot of people were talking about it. So not that article, but that story. So,
I mean, the Oregon. They say like the Oregon beer industry is like 50,000 jobs, and it's almost like $9 billion of revenue, and like it's just going down.
That's an efficient. That feels like an efficient business right there. 9 billion and 50,000. That sounds good.
It sounds good. Yeah. But so are you guys worried about that at all? Like, are you worried about the future of beer, like where it's headed right now?
I don't know. I'm like, I've said this before. I think the people that are doing it right will survive it. The people that are not in my taste range will probably suffer.
Anyone not in my taste range will suffer.
I will make sure of it.
There will be no more Belgian beers.
There will be a reckoning.
It's very rare that beer that I like from breweries that I like, that those breweries close. You don't see that happen very much.
That's fair.
That's a good point.
So I'm just saying.
I never thought of that.
I'm just saying the breweries that shut down are breweries I usually don't go to and haven't drank in for years. So
they were probably ones that relied on a neighborhood, and neighborhoods are different now.
Yeah,
it's a different.
Well, Ecliptic was a really widely distributed.
That's true.
I didn't like Ecliptic. That's probably the biggest name that suffered. Yeah.
But when's the last time you bought an Ecliptic beer?
Laurelwood, another was. They were huge back in the day. They're basic. They're not gone, but they're basically.
But when's the last time you've heard of Laurelwood?
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. It's like those are big names that have.
Yeah, they
died a slow death.
Yeah.
Well, breweries that struggle to keep up with trends, and
exactly.
And we're doing 1995 IPAs.
Well, that's the big thing. Like now, breweries, we've talked about this a million times, but NA beer. I saw someone talking about how, I forget which brewery it was, but it was in this article. The brewer from Leakum Brewing said that a third of their sales are non-alcoholic now.
Yeah.
And that is huge.
I saw a bunch
if
from
you're not
Sierra
doing
Nevada
like hop water and non-alcoholic offerings.
Yeah, Sierra Nevada had 2 or 3 different non-alcoholic beers I saw yesterday for the first time. Other breweries that I hadn't seen them from were all over the place.
Fort George just came out with a hop water.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it. I don't know if it's good, but yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. which is great because I'm happy for people who choose not to drink that now they can drink beer again.
Yeah,
and actually
enjoy the flavor
a little bit.
It's just, well,
still not as but it's better than the two choices they had before.
Yeah, O'Doul's or Heineken.
Right.
Heineken Zero.
Right.
Yeah. So that seems.
I saw Corona NA beer yesterday. So.
I mean, think about go back to 10 years ago.
You mean Corona Light?
Let's say you walk into your favorite brewery 10 years ago, and then you think about walking into it today, and how different the tap lists are. Like there was never any NA, there wasn't smoothies, there wasn't pastry beer, there wasn't New England IPAs. Like the whole landscape in 10 years has completely changed.
Yeah. Maybe a Brett
70% change or something.
Honestly, yeah, there's a lot more mixed culture happening.
And so if you haven't moved with, to Sean's point, if you haven't adapted with the times, you're getting left behind, and you're gonna, you will probably get left behind very quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bummer. I'm not worried like you because I think
the strong shall survive.
Beer's been around since before we were born.
Yeah,
and it'll be around after we die.
Right, but it was pretty shitty before we were born, wasn't it?
But you know what? There was probably a point in time where three guys were sitting around, not some microphones, having a beer, going, you know what? 20 years ago, this same beer was real shit, but now it's delicious. So, I think every generation, there's probably
it's always
better,
Marcus. Right? It's always better.
Exactly. I think it's just natural, and there's going to be ebb and flow, and clearly the beer market got saturated. So, people's habits have changed, things have changed, and it's going to prune somewhat. But beer's not going to go away, and good beer will remain if they're doing what they're going to do. Get your mystery beer up.
Oh, my mystery beer. Okay.
I didn't mean to ting that. I was
talking.
So yeah, I'm not. What about you, Beef? You worried at all?
No, I was thinking about this earlier today, and I feel the same. There are going to be ones that I feel like are typically lower quality that don't make it. Granted, there are going to be a couple that shock us and we don't like, but
yeah. I mean, that's just kind of a natural pruning of a capitalistic society.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Just, unfortunately,
demand and big hand of the market.
Yeah. And right now, beer
looks like you're pouring out of a vagina.
Beer had its moment in the limelight for a number of years, but now it's definitely, taking a back seat to some other things.
Yeah.
And I think that's just natural ebb and flow. I mean, think about bell bottoms, right? They had their moment.
Yeah, or high-waisted jeans are back in.
I'd still wear those if they made them.
Why? You never wear jeans.
Well, that's true too. I loved wide leggers. I was one of the last kids in my school to get out of them.
Wide leggers?
Everybody was doing their straight jeans, or what they call them.
So in the late 90s, did you start wearing Junkos to work?
Junkos? I don't even know what that is.
You don't remember? No? Marcus?
I don't know. That sounds like a goth thing.
It kind of did turn into a goth thing, but in the late 90s, it was probably more early 2000s, just the weird emo kids with the huge pants that were just
wide,
ridiculously wide. Yeah.
All right, Sean's back. He's back.
Oh boy. Yeah, he is.
I can't even remember. Okay, I know what this is.
You don't remember what it is?
No, I couldn't remember the specific style.
I couldn't on mine. I didn't have all the deets, so I can't say anything.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Definitely a big old stout.
It's a little thinner. When I hold it up to the light, I can see through it, so it's not super. But I think there's enough roast to say it's a stout.
Definitely. Oh yeah. Still on that first sip. Just the end of it is just so fucking roasty.
It's also got a pretty high finishing gravity because it's pretty sweet on the front end to me. Not like adjunct, but the malt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So far, that appears.
I've got a clue that if I gave it, Marcus would get it right away.
Really?
Yep.
Super Neb.
So I've had this before.
You have had this before.
Yeah. You think it's barrel aged?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's not knocking me over with bourbon or anything, but
but it's definitely there.
Yeah.
And it's not super thick.
No.
But it's not thin, which is how I kind of remember
Super Neb to be. It's a little too cold to be drinking right now. That's for
sure. Super roasty too. That beer. Although maybe it's a little bit more boozy too. I feel. Although
this one?
No.
Super Neb.
Super Neb.
Yeah.
You guys are saying Super Neb?
I don't know. I want to warm it up a bit.
Yeah, it's super cold.
Yeah, this is better warmed up. I should have pulled it out of the fridge earlier.
That's all right. You didn't know what it was, so you didn't know it needed to be pulled out early.
You didn't even know what you're doing. You had no idea what you were doing.
We could talk about. On the side, we could talk about. This isn't on the list, but we all three and others went to a brewery,
Where'd we go?
To a satellite portion of a brewery.
Yeah, we went to a brewery.
Come on, Sean.
Was that since the last show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Backwoods?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Went to Backwoods in Hillsboro.
The Hillsboro edition.
You remember that?
A very memorable experience.
Oh, yeah. I'll say the setting is cool.
Yeah.
They did a good job,
which
was supposed to be Ex Novo, remember?
Right. This is the original.
It was supposed to be Ex Novo's project before they bailed. So they did a good job with the ambiance, the decor, and all that. It's really cool when you go in and you have to wait for your table. They put you in the old bank vault with all
that is actually really cool.
With all the old cash drawers, the little locked drawers, whatever those are called. The food was decent. The service was good. Beers were average.
Yeah,
at best.
Beers were average.
This is an example of a brewery that I would have expected to have been closed down by now because of their beer.
But I feel like where they are location-wise, they're the best in... where are they from?
They're out of like Stevenson,
Washington. Yeah.
Like the Washington side of
their
the
main
gorge,
location. Yeah,
like across from Hood River area.
Oh, okay, out there. Yeah,
like we went out there years ago and it was like, oh, this is underwhelming.
Afloat.
And now they're in the Pearl, and now they're in Hillsboro.
Yeah.
So good for them for making it work. Considering
they're
the hitting
of some
beer.
Segment of the market that likes that kind of beer.
I had a barrel-aged stout from them that I enjoyed.
Yeah,
in December.
That's what I got that
I
night.
can't remember if that was the same one.
It was the only beer that I enjoyed that night.
Yeah.
And even that was like, yeah, this is okay. Well, it's barrel-aged, so that saves it, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
This is definitely what we're drinking now. Is definitely better than that.
Yeah. Well, we tried something like 6 IPAs, I think.
We tried pretty much everything on the menu. I think
almost
because there was a lot of us
and
there.
Like 2 of them.
IPAs were
2 of them were okay.
No, I don't think any of them were okay.
I feel like I remember.
Honestly, I think saying they're average is being kind. Peek a dick.
Yeah,
it is being kind. They were not good. I had a Hellas that tasted bad.
The thing that makes me mad about it is, we get a brewery in our neighborhood finally, and it's just...
I mean, the location is great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if the beers will change. They're not brewing on that site.
No.
It's just a restaurant, pub.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, I liked the air. The food was fine,
It just makes me mad at Ex Novo even more. That's why you didn't make our top 5 Ex Novo.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
That's why you got no votes, man. You ditched us.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I hope...
no vote.
Yeah.
Boom. Roasted.
That was a good one. So any guesses on my mystery beer here?
It's better. I'm getting a little more barrel as it warms up. So I do agree with you. I think it's barrel aged.
Yeah. I'm sticking with Block 15 and or Super Nib.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with that.
I'm not sure if it's dark enough for Super Nib. I remember it being a little darker than this. That's the only thing.
I had a Super Nib the other night.
The barrel is saving this.
I don't think
the barrel's coming out way more now.
I don't think anybody's gonna get this. I'll just say that. But I know you've had it, and I'll throw the clue out there now.
Yeah, what's the clue?
When we had it, at that time, I freaked out because this was so good. It was
no way. This is Black Butte cubed.
It is.
Okay, so it's not a stout. It's a porter.
Yep.
That's the very first time that I said it.
See, I knew you would get that. I knew you would get that.
But
I freaked out. It was so good.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I loved it too.
Yeah, that was a great beer.
Yeah. How many did we try? I mean, I bought several, and I know you did too.
Yeah,
and they were super expensive, and we still bought them.
Yeah, I found this at New Seasons.
Is this year's?
I don't know if this is a vintage or if it's a new release. I didn't even look. I pointed it out to Carrie. Said this would go good in my stocking.
So, first of all, this is labeled Deschutes 22 ounce when it's a 500.
Right.
So that's not right. Does maybe the label
covered by that sticker?
Oh, here we go. I got it.
Get OLCC on them for that.
I will have the answer here in just a moment. It's going to take me.
Because I didn't know they made this again, but
2021.
Okay. Yeah.
It has a little oxidation on it, but not much.
The first time we had it was what? That was 6-7 years ago.
Oh my gosh!
And then I knew they did this release a couple years ago.
It was like right after I moved here.
Yeah.
Either right before or right after.
Yeah.
So 2015.
I knew that clue would give it away because I freaked out when I had
that's
it.
why I was like, I kept looking at it. I'm like, this isn't a stout. Like, it's just not dark enough.
Yeah.
You were on it. I wasn't. You were on it.
It is barrel aged though. Black Butte Cubed is.
Deschutes Black Butte Cubed.
It's good. I mean, this is again like.
And hey,
I mean, I thought it was
Deschutes, one of the best Deschutes beers.
It's Deschutes and it doesn't taste like pennies. So
yeah, and it's a couple years old and doesn't taste like pennies.
Right.
Brewed with cocoa powder, aged in locally distilled Black Butte Porter whiskey casks.
Ooh.
Never heard of that.
What's a Black Butte Porter whiskey cask?
Don't they make? Does Deschutes make spirits?
They make Black Butte Porter whiskey.
Oh.
I don't know either.
Maybe it's just a generic whiskey cask that they put regular Black Butte in and then used it again.
Was it something that they used they aged the Black Butte their annual
and then put this in
after it? Yeah,
maybe. I mean, because the whiskey is there, but it's not strong, but it's better the more it warms up. Yeah,
Abyss. That's the word I'm looking for.
I just had the 23 Abyss the other day.
Do you remember what you paid for that?
Carrie got the price is on the bottle, isn't it?
No,
it's not on that little white.
I think it was like
it just says 22 ounces.
I looked real quickly when I saw it, and I think it was sitting about $14 or $15.
Yeah, I mean it's a good beer. It's not the best ever, but it's not bad.
No, it's not as good as it used to be when it was.
That blew us away. I don't know if we go back in time and try it now, would it be the same?
I don't know.
Or would we be like, oh yeah, it's just okay?
Because back then the competition was still lighter than it is now.
It was like, if it was 2015, which it probably was.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of barrel-aged beers were out then? There wasn't Super Neb was getting a huge amount of hype then, because it was one of the new kids on the block, and
I mean,
Fremont.
when you think
Fremont's
back to like
getting started,
when Abyss first came out.
Okay, yeah.
When Abyss first came out and how our minds were blown, like, what is this? This is so good. Now you drink an Abyss, you're like,
oh god, yeah. Just the first time you had a barrel-aged beer in general, how mind-blowing that was.
That Abyss was the first one I got. I tried Abyss once. And I walked into Safeway the next day and bought a fucking case of it.
Yeah.
A case of Abyss.
Was it in the box still?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They had a full display, a pyramid of cases of Abyss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm getting a case of this before it goes away.
Yeah.
My last year in Ohio, it ended up being a shelf turd at this one grocery store, and they're like once a month or so, it'd be like, screw it, why not?
Yeah.
Yep.
$18 or $15.
I used to kill them by myself.
Yes.
Oh, easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the barrel age program has just evolved, and we got places.
Knowledge gets out there. Yeah.
Who's doing the best barrel age program right now, in your opinion?
I don't drink enough of it to know. If I'm being honest.
I don't either. But for like that I can get around here,
I think out of all three of us.
Fremont's really good.
My vote
would be your number one.
Fremont, and then maybe Firestone Walker.
No,
really? Not anymore?
No,
you don't think
they
so?
were never high up on mine.
Oh, they were for
honestly.
Me.
They're too thin.
Huh.
You just don't get enough of like the highly remember the couple of side project beers we've had? Bottle Logic beers we've opened recently. Those Bottle Logic
they're on the shelf right now. Some of them,
like that's $32 a bottle. for $500.
That's the problem. I want to be able to afford my beer.
Yeah, remember
I'll pay $20 for a barrel aged beer, maybe 25 because of what the Fremonts are going for now. But you get above 25, and I got to look at my wife for permission. Like, please. She's like, wait for Christmas.
Cash. It's called cash.
Yeah.
We've never had Assassins, so you have. So that's right. Better.
What's Assassins?
That was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really good, but it not like mind-blowing or really stood out from anything, although I only had like 3 ounces of it. So that's a Toppling Goliath.
Oh.
Yeah. Our favorite brewery.
I mean, obviously, whatchamacallit from Three Floyds is pretty badass.
Dark Lord,
but that's not barrel aged.
Oh no, but
the marshmallow hangy was
the marshmallow hangy that was
it's so different.
6-7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Was very good.
Yeah.
That was
so much vanilla. Still.
That was amazing. There's any vanilla left, and there was a ton of it.
Yeah.
Good
beer.
Oh,
what about in Oregon? Then would you say is the best barrel program? Because you didn't name anyone from Oregon there. Like what barrel aged beers do you get from breweries in Oregon that you look forward to?
I don't know what is in Oregon that does. Fort George.
Yeah,
Fort George does good barrel aged stouts.
Oh, you do that over Block 15?
Do they?
Name. So you're talking like I just had Super Nebula the other night. It was
What'd
fine.
you think? Okay,
it's good. It's better than Deschutes.
Is it as good as this? It's better than this. By this I mean Black Butte Cube.
About the same.
Sorry. Okay.
About the same. But this is a special beer from
I feel like
Deschutes.
I've always felt
Gigantic is decent.
I've always felt like the Super Neb variants are way better than the straight Super Neb.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. But like most premium Russian Imperial Stout, that's phenomenal.
It's pretty good.
I love that beer.
I've only had one Great Notion barrel aged beer because they're in the
That's where I was gonna
Yeah. They're damn
they were
expensive.
good. Expensive. They were good. Oh no, I've had two because that can that I brought a few months ago back.
Which was again good.
That was very
Very
good.
yeah.
It wasn't super barrely, but it was very good.
Let's not forget Festival of the Dark Arts, and where Fort George puts out like
Wolf
how many.
Spider.
I think so. That's fair. Outside of their normal distro, the beers they put up at Dark Arts their barrel aged beers are typically better than what you get on the shelf.
That was so thick.
Like the one-offs you get there. Yeah. The stuff that we got,
Matryoshka's
the Matryoshka we got that had like all the variants straight out of the barrel. Remember that? That was uncarbonated. That was that was great.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
why didn't we get tickets to that again?
They sell out in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, we've always got them before when we wanted them.
Yeah,
just wasn't a push this year.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do it next year.
Oh man,
yeah, we should.
That was fun.
God, did we already burn through all of our shit?
No,
I have one.
What
on
I
there.
miss?
Most things.
Oh, let's do our series. What makes a beer so good? Series.
Okay, we can do that.
Let's just do that while we're talking about dark beers.
Is there any more of this dark beer left? Actually, is yours going to be a one that I'm going to want to?
It's going to be. Am I going
to want to rinse or not?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I don't want any of that. Then
I've still got a lot of this left. So
I drank it too fast.
Well, you got the smallest pour.
Yeah. Typical.
So we're going to talk about the old Cascadian Dark Ale, the CDA, the Black IPA.
It was highly requested by one of you.
Well, because somebody posted.
I think Chad.
Somebody posted that Armored Fist is the goat of.
Yeah, you said that.
I said that. Yeah.
Were you having an Armored Fist?
I was at the time. I was at ABV last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How was ABV?
It was sad.
Oh,
it was kind of sad.
Is it because of all the axes being thrown around? What?
Yeah, it was scary too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got there at like 4:30 and it was pretty quiet, but it filled up decently by the time we left. But there's just two people working, out on the floor, and it was slow. The service was slow.
Yeah.
But
any familiar faces working there? Was Matthias there?
No.
That was a Friday night.
Yeah. Good point too.
Wow.
Friday night. I mean, it like all the tables were full, but there was
no wait or anything.
No wait or anything. Like you could have come in, and I'm sure there was
like
a table
the old days
or a
of
spot.
a Friday night.
Right. Oh, nowhere close to that.
Waiting for an hour.
That's
to get
a good
table.
point. Yeah.
You were there by yourself?
No, I went with Beth.
Oh, she's back.
She's back.
Beth is back. Back again. Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. What'd you have to eat?
I got the Oklahoma burger.
What's that?
With like the shaved onions.
Oh, okay.
It was
like fried onions. The shaved.
No, like caramelized. It's like a smash burger, but they smash it on onions.
Right. How was that?
That was good, but it was just beef, onion, and cheese. Like I needed a piece of lettuce or something in there, just a little something to break up all that fat. But it was delicious.
Yeah, I thought that their
hummus plate was still up there.
Their burgers were as good as anybody's burgers.
Yeah, I should have just gotten a regular smash.
Yeah, I'd get that double. It was so good. Huh.
I need to go back there.
Their hummus plate was really good. I remember that giant pita they would make.
Yes, it's still up there.
Yeah,
it's still up there.
Their wings are fantastic. Their pizzas are good, but man, the pizza prices went way up.
Well, they're all expensive. You can't get a pizza anywhere now for under like $25.
Right.
It seems like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
$250.
Maybe Domino's.
Wow, when you put it that way.
With my free emergency pizza.
What is Little Sleazers charging these
Little
days?
Sleazers?
Oh, I'll tell you, because I just took one of my clients there.
What?
I told this kid he could go. I was taking him out to lunch as a little reward for doing some good behavior,
nice.
Doing some
good behaviors.
I've been doing some good behaviors.
And I just told him, I said, hey, man, let's just go to lunch. You can pick where you want to go. And he's like, Little Caesars. No, but what you don't understand is we can go anywhere you want. Like, I was pointing out, like, Roxy, not Rock. Well, yeah, I pointed out Roxy's,
Burgerville, even
Vivi's, all those places.
Local joints.
The new Twisted Euro that just opened up.
Yeah.
Like,
snap.
And he's like, no, I want Little Caesars. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Why are you doing this, man? Because I thought I'd eat with him. But
my wife is going to be upset when the diarrhea I have tonight shows up because of you.
Right.
So much for them good behaviors.
Yeah, them good behaviors weren't worth it.
Caesars.
I was so bummed. But,
Yeah.
These kids today, man.
It's hot and
so
it's
how much
ready.
was it? How much is a Little Caesars?
He got a pizza this big with a soda, and there was something like a cookie.
This big is about a 12-inch pie or so?
Like 12 or $10.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, God, dude. It's killing me. But, all right. What are we doing now? Oh, CDAs.
All right. So,
yeah.
I was going to say, actually, we should start this off by having Jim describe. So he described his favorite CDA, basically, right? Or you had your favorite CDA.
Yeah, sure.
And I'd agree with
him. So describe it.
Yeah.
Tell me what you like about it. And then I'll give you the BJCP guideline. I'll open up this mystery beer on.
What I like about that one compared to other ones is that the hops that they use and the hop profile that they go for is like a Northwest Coast IPA. And it's not like bitter nugget hops and Centennial. It's they're going for like fruitiness on top of all that chocolate.
So that's
what stands out to me compared to other
And yet
ones.
somehow they managed to get a better roasty profile on that than most stouts.
Yes, that too. Yeah,
yeah, which is incredible. I mean, it's like I wish all my stouts were this roasty. They just knock it out of the park.
Yeah,
Boneyard has killed it with.
That's a beer that hasn't really seemed to suffer at all over the years. It's always
you hardly see it anymore.
True, like
and that
once a
keg
year
has been
maybe,
on
right?
tap at ABV for over a month.
Oh, has it?
Yep. It's been on tap for a while.
I should have known.
I see it. I'm like,
oh yeah,
man.
it was on Nitro too, which was interesting.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I keep seeing. I'm like, God, I need to get over that, but I haven't made it for a long time.
That was originally a collab with Three Floyds.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
Correct.
You are correct, sir.
And it's an imperial. Do you think the style benefits from that, or do you think it needs to be an imperial?
I don't think it needs to be, no, but I have a newfound appreciation for like 5% stouts recently. So I don't think it needs to be. But yeah, it was like 9.2 or something %. So it was up there. I was actually surprised. I don't remember it being that high, but I
actually remember it being higher. Like I think it used to be in the 10s.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It did. You could not taste it at all.
Yeah, that's how it used to be too.
But like, who else even makes one or made one that we remember?
CDAs? God, there was for a
Chaos,
while,
right? Is Chaos one
was that
by
Barley Browns?
Barley Browns?
Yeah, for a while there was CDAs were kind of the thing for about a year. Quite a few of
Barley
them.
Browns makes two. They make a regular, which was, I don't remember, Chaos was the double, right? And they made a single too. A single whatever.
Was it something Wreck or
I don't. It's not coming to me right now. I don't remember. It's been so
Slayer,
many years since
Wreck
I've seen it.
I can't remember. I don't know. But no, there's quite a few. Freem had one. Freem had a CDA for a while.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, I'm sure I've had that, but I don't remember it. Damn it.
But it's not a style that a lot of people do, and certainly not on the regular. Like, you do not find a CDA on tap most of the time.
But I would trust Freem to do one well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did a good one in the past. I'll bet Breakside's done it. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You all right, Sean?
This is a beer I don't normally drink.
Yeah.
It's so dark. It's so dark, but it's sour.
Am I correct when I'm saying it's super fruity?
It's pretty fruity.
Okay.
I can't say. I can't confirm or deny.
Not super fruity, but the like sourness and the mixed culture.
So yeah, we've moved on to mystery beer number 3, by the way.
We're
taking a break from CDA for a second.
It's dark, it's fizzy, it's fruity, and it's very sour.
It is super fizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up the bottle again.
Nope.
Is this the new DeGard tiny bottles?
I thought about bringing one of those. I saw one on a shelf.
Could be.
Yeah.
You saw one on a shelf at ABV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elf on a shelf.
This is definitely like a Ode Bruin.
So you don't like it, Sean?
I would not
Ode Bruin.
have a second pour of this.
Really?
No.
I don't think I would either.
You wouldn't?
No.
You're not going to give it 3 sips to see, if it, because it's clearly a sour beer.
Yes.
No.
That's true. I should let it warm.
Give it the 3. Okay, so let's go back to CDA.
Is this actually is this black metal? No, it's way too sour for black metal.
This actually
Not
reminds
sour,
me,
but just like that.
depending on the year.
Straight
Who
tartness.
knows?
this kind of reminds me of some of the Cascade beers. Some of their
Yes.
sours.
Yeah, it's that lacto sour, not the
Lactose?
Lactobacillus.
Lactobacillus, yeah.
Yeah. Wrong lacto. The other lacto.
Yes. So I thought you said lactose. That's why I was like, no.
Well, I mean, even just lacto, you think.
Yeah.
And milk sugar.
Lacto with testicle.
But it's that like not quite vinegar, but it's like getting to vinegar. Yeah. Acetic, that's the word.
Acetic, that is a word. That's the right word, too, for what you're trying to say.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
At least I think so. Because on the nose, it's actually way more acetic to me.
I remember I had a friend in Ohio who made one of these, and it tasted like fucking Sharpie. Like acetone. No, it wasn't a friend. It was an actual production brewery that put this out. No, it was a production brewery that put this out, and it tasted like fucking acetone. I remember really enjoying
You're
it.
struggling with this,
Yeah,
aren't
I
you?
just want to drink it and get rid of it so I can get something else in my mouth.
You can dump it.
That's what she
no,
said.
I'll
Why don't
drink
you
it.
ever bring a dump glass or jar in here and we can dump things?
The candle.
The candle.
You can fit 3 ounces in
Jim's
there.
mouth. Here we go.
Yeah. Turn that cowbell
around?
upside down.
Woof. Ah,
Yeah, I'm
God,
going Ode Bruin.
Ode Bruin?
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
whatever Jim
There's
says.
definitely
'cause
some cherry. There's some sweetness. It's got to be cherry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I'm not getting a lot of roast or like super dark. So
no stone fruit in there.
Do you want me to tell you?
I
I
can't.
doubt there's stone fruit in there.
No, I get kind
You
of
think there's any fruit in there?
I get like a plummy,
Yes.
plum and cherry kind of mix.
Yeah, yeah. I get more straight cherry.
So it's a dark creek.
I think that's in Oud Bruin, right?
that
Cherry
what-
dark. Is it Oud Bruin?
Well, Oud Bruin can be cherry or not. It can be fruited or not.
Oh, okay. I thought it was specifically.
No. An Oud
With
Bruin can
cherry.
be just the base beer without
Okay.
fruit. But it is
Okay.
commonly paired with fruit because it works really well with the malt profile.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean's getting something else out to clear his palate.
But I kind of saw the cork on this, so I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you did see it? Oh,
I
well,
did-
Then,
I
then
did.
you will know.
So it's a frame.
Maybe not.
So do you want me to just reveal it then?
Or it's a DeGard. Or it's a Cascade.
I think it's
Or
like
it's a Chester King. Or it's a
could be a Hanson's or
it's a Belgian.
or a Dre Fontaine.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Dre does. Is this like Ruquin? The Tilquin stout?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too fruity, too sweet.
Hello, buddy.
Are
You
those,
want to explain that comment
It's
to the
Fort
listener?
George. Hello, buddy.
There you go.
IPA.
There you go.
is that a collab with DeGard?
I'll tell you this. I'm excited
It is, I
I'm
believe.
excited to reveal this one to Sean.
Because it's a brewery I love.
I bet it's Belgian. Bet it's from Belgium, then. Go ahead and reveal. I think
Okay.
I think we've
this is
said
a
enough.
DeGard collab with Fort George.
Yeah,
we can talk about
though.
it as soon
So-
as we reveal this.
All right. So, Sean, if I told you you've had this a million times and loved it, would you be surprised?
No, because my tastes have changed and I just can't drink that stuff anymore.
If I told you this is bourbon barrel aged, would you believe it?
Yes.
I can see that.
This
I'm not
is-
getting much, but like with sour beer in the barrel, I feel like I don't typically get a lot of what
This
the
is
actual
Bourbonic
barrel
Plague
I
from
said Cascade.
Brewing.
I said that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is a beer we sought out a billion times over.
100 times.
Every time it's on tap, it's like, we got to go get Bourbonic Plague.
Yeah. But you know what the difference is? When I know what that is, I sip it.
Well, you just chugged it because you didn't like it.
Well, but because when we do our mystery beers, I'm taking bigger sips. I don't know what they are, so I'm taking bigger sips of it. And it's a lot of flavor in your mouth all at once.
That's a ton of But I don't disagree with you.
When I know what that is, I sip it.
Yeah.
So, but again, my palate has changed. I can't remember the last time I went to Cascade. I can't remember the last time I drank a Cascade beer.
Now.
Probably 2 years ago when we went in to get Glue Creek.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, it was probably the last time I had
Glue Creek doesn't taste anything like
maybe 3 years ago. That's a lot, and that was at Raccoon Lodge. I can't remember the last time I went to the Cascade Barrel House. It's been 5 years probably.
So Cascade, should have known.
I called it.
Yeah, you did.
You didn't stick to it, but you called it.
I didn't know.
But it is not as good as I remember. Now, whether or not that's me or the beer, I don't know.
I feel like it used to be roastier
so,
or more bourbony, more roasty,
more roasty,
right?
Less acetic.
Yes.
I don't remember it being. This is acetic.
Yeah,
to me.
if I was just
turned a bit.
If I was drinking this blind, I would think it was a light in color.
Yeah.
Different people own that place now, which means they probably have a different mix. What do they call it? The guy does all the blending.
Blender.
Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah, it's not what I remember. It's
Barrelologist.
Unfortunate, but yeah.
And again, that could be us. It could be the beer. There's no way for me to know. Yeah. Plus, we've had a lot of other beers before it.
I think I've also, as the years have gone on, like I'm way less inclined to drink super tart beer. And I think like back when we loved this stuff, I loved the tart beer. Like I would just go, wreck my palate. Like just make me pucker up. As much as possible.
Imperial Stone Fruit Boo that's 3 months old.
Right. I just have me turn a coal into a diamond in my butt when I drink this. Right. Like that's how much I'm.
Like screaming. I want to feel my whole jawbone.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I just want subtle sourness. I don't need anything.
Even if you tell me that's barrel aged, I don't believe that's barrel aged.
It doesn't taste barrel aged to me.
The sour overpowers it.
Yeah. It's 11.1%.
Jesus Christ.
So it's a big beer.
Don't taste that. That's for sure.
No, that's true.
See, when I took the big giant swig to kill my glass, I mean, good Lord, if I knew what that was, I wouldn't have finished it that way.
There's a little more. You could have more.
Nope. What do you mean?
You can finish it correct.
You can drink it the right way. Yeah, finish it the right way.
You know who can't drink Cascade beers is Carrie.
Oh,
she cannot drink Cascade sours. She hates Cascade.
Really?
But
Did she ever like any of it?
She loves DeGard. No.
Well, DeGard is, I feel like, so despite what Beef said, because this was early on, like their original like booze and stuff, if you gave them a little bit of time, they got really acetic and sour.
Yeah,
but now their beers are so subtle in their sourness that they're way more drinkable.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
And for many years now. But this
and a lot more like funk.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no funk. There's never been,
like you said, it's a lactobacillus beer. They don't do Brett. There's no funk. It's just that back of the jaw.
Was it you?
Sourness.
The first time I went to Cascade, was that with you? And we were going to go out beer hopping, and that was our first stop of the night. And we're like, well, the rest of our nights.
Yeah. That was when we established like we're never coming back here again until the end of the night.
Right,
because
it kills your palate.
We stay here.
Yeah,
we finish here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. I mean, I used to love Cascade, but I just. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I used to like going there and getting your little 4-ounce taster, and you can get 2 of them at a time, and that's it.
That was weird, by the way.
That was a little weird, but like you're
like
sipping them, and then you finish one.
Some of their beers were higher alcohol. That's true, but
yeah. Their stuff is
I like
hard.
going to the I mean, how many times did you go to the Barrel House? Probably at least a dozen times.
Oh,
a ton of times.
Yeah, and they had great food too.
Yeah,
it was a great place to go eat as well.
It probably still is good, but I just haven't
been there forever.
Growler Guys was around the corner.
That's not there anymore.
No.
Raccoon Lodge shut down. That's not open anymore. So there's no West Side option for Cascade.
Not Modern Times. Commons, R.I.P.
Which became Modern Times.
Sorry, Chad.
Which is now Living House and Hetty Alice.
Oh, no, wait. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Living House, Hetty Alice. Yeah.
I just actually had a Modern Times that you gave me for sitting.
How was that? I was wondering.
It was too thick. It was
was it a recent or was it an old one?
I got it just a month ago. So
yeah.
less than 2 years old.
It was good. I mean, I drank it, and Carrie had some, but it was motor oil.
Yeah.
Motor oil.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's why I like Bottle Logic so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had to work through that very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whoa. What was that called?
I don't even remember.
It was a special version of one of their things, and the blah blah blah. Well, I can tell you, it's right on my. I'm going to look it up.
All the different adjuncts. They
listed
listed like 45 adjuncts.
Let's refuse to talk. What do you think about that?
I can edit that shit out.
Let's see how long Sean can last without us talking.
You guys, I can edit it out. It's no big deal. I have the capabilities.
Now you're just sucking in air to burp, all right? I see you trying.
Podcast.
You're trying really hard.
Oh, you did catch me.
Mega Devil's Teeth with cherry, graham crackers, Black House coffee, and vanilla from Modern Times.
That was the Modern Times?
Yeah.
What's it?
Mega Devil's Teeth.
Are you on Untapped?
Yeah.
What's the rating?
Overall
on it?
4.3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like a cherry graham cracker.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to the show.
Back to the show.
So this is to break up that taste in my mouth. I poured a Hello Buddy from Fort George, a collab with DeGard. It's an IPA, right, Marcus? Can you see the?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, here I'll tell you.
Which you don't get a lot of IPA from DeGard, so that's.
You know what though? When DeGard does collabs, they do them a lot with IPA breweries.
I was gonna say the one place I can think of is Monkish. Yeah.
Almost
That's
every year they
do.
come out with a collab or two with Monkish.
Yep.
I like this. It's different.
I need to try it.
You can tell it's not with a brewery that focuses on IPA. You can tell that. I mean, I can taste the DeGard in this.
I thought you were saying the Fort George.
No.
It's.
I'm just kidding. I don't mean that. That was just a joke.
It has the right amount of dryness to it. Marcus, take note.
If Marcus is going to learn anything tonight.
Oh, you mean it's got too much malt? Okay.
Honestly, the first sip I thought it was a little too malty, but next sips were that's really good.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying that. Yeah,
it's really good.
I'm excited to try it. What did they say about it? Anything?
It's a beer made at the beach.
Northwest style.
Yeah, they don't.
IPA.
They don't give you any information.
It's usually right under the name of the beer.
It just says it's a collab. That's
okay.
Yeah.
That's good. It's different for Fort George.
And you got a gold whale cow on the label.
Well, that definitely makes sense for.
That's pretty cool.
For the DeGard piece.
Yeah, that's what made me think that it was.
Right? I think something like that.
Yep. Exactly.
I like it. It was the perfect thing to break up that cascade.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're right. It's got the right finishing gravity. That's what I would like in mine. It's still dry, but the hops carry through better.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing I think mine's missing. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Where the
I like the
lightning
hop
drops.
I like the hop profile in mine better, but that's just a preference thing. But no doubt, I think the finishing gravity on that helps everything carry through better. Yeah. Yeah,
for sure. There's no sharpness, no sharp points to it, just nice and smooth.
Yep.
But for Fort George beer, you can taste the DeGard.
Yes.
No.
I feel like that's to me that's like the dryness and the smoothness of it.
It does not taste like a typical Fort George IPA.
Yeah.
Agreed.
No, not at all.
There's a little more. There's a little more aggression typically in their IPAs. It's an odd way for me to put it, but I feel like that actually works.
I wonder how a brew day like that happens. What does DeGard really contribute
Chad!
to this?
Chad!
Go brew with DeGard!
Woo, woo, woo!
Make an IPA with DeGard!
So here's a little...
Wait, where are they brewing this IPA?
At his house on his 5-gallon electrical brew system.
Yes.
Basically on a stove.
So I haven't hit Chad up with this yet, you guys. But we might be getting more Chad on the show. Because I just got a...
He's moving here.
I just got a monitor and a stand.
You're moving there.
Where we can zoom him in.
Oh. Where we can make a flat Chad.
He's going to sit right here. A big old screen for all of us to see Chad.
Hell yeah.
You know what you need to do then is place the camera at our crotch level. Have to look at our crotches the whole time.
Swing!
Yeah, so I have not hit him up with this yet to see if he'd be available for this, but I am doing this especially for Chad, but also if we want to have guests on the future of the show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have so much wall space in which to choose from.
I got a stand that's going to go right here. And
There's no space there. Where you
you
put your hand,
true.
there's no space there.
There will be space. There will be blood.
There will be
Just hang it from
there
the
will
ceiling.
be Chad.
You should put them on the ceiling.
Yeah. Ooh,
Oh, yeah,
sexy
there we go. All right, I guess we'll put them on the floor, and we're all wearing skirts,
new
no
additions
underwear.
to the studio.
So kilts,
Speaking of new additions
underwear.
to the studio, look at that big monster of a Bluetooth speaker.
But that's a Bluetooth speaker.
That is a Bluetooth
Jeez,
speaker.
criminy.
It's huge.
It's bigger than my car.
It's the size of a nightstand.
That uses like all the blue in the house to work.
Well, no, because I was telling Carrie that like when I want to play like my guitars and I want to put on music and play to the music,
And everyone's teeth.
everything I had was not loud enough. So we saw this guy at Costco and that thing is just thunder. So yeah. But then the problem I have now is nobody ever leaves the house.
Yeah. Well,
It's really loud.
That's since
Yeah,
2020.
I'm sure
now.
it
It's
is.
got a big built-in subwoofer.
No
in
one's
it.
left their house since 2020. Not really.
but kind of.
Except for Beth.
Except-
Did we ever finish our CDA?
Hey, guys,
conversation?
I was
CDA?
wondering about that. Yeah, that crossed my mind 20 minutes ago.
Did we finish that conversation?
No, not even
I
close.
don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think I said my part. You said your part. So what's your part, Marcus?
Well, go back. So
Cascadian Dark
It's actually
Ales.
qualified as in the BJCP guidelines. It's a black IPA. It's not a CDA.
I was gonna say I think there's I would say that there is a difference between
because
the
CDA
two.
is regional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cascadian Dark Ale, which you see a lot up
It
here.
has to come from the Cascadia region of the U.S.
It's required. Yeah,
Where are you
by
from?
guidelines.
Cascadia.
Very good. USDA guideline says that.
Then there's the Southern Black IPA. It has to come from the region we already defined.
That is not Florida.
Yeah, that doesn't include Florida or Texas
Or Maryland.
or Maryland.
That's where I'm making my case.
So here's what they say about the overall of a black IPA. Dark brown to black in color. Light haze is allowable, but should not be murky. Now, was Armored Fist
Murky?
hazy? Murky?
I don't think it was, but I said earlier that it was on nitro, so I don't know if that
It's
would.
also black. So how? I mean,
Well-
that
well-
would be a mouthfeel thing, wouldn't it? Then, because you're not gonna see it.
Well, I'm thinking of like a murky pond water barley wine, which is the style that I like.
Oh,
but
it's not.
but that's
But that's
brown.
opaque enough.
But
that
that's
you can-
really dark brown, not black,
you can
not
see
jet
it,
black. Yeah.
Mhm. I mean,
Yeah,
and the
I
other
don't-
thing is, like,
I don't-
Have you ever
it
seen
seems clear.
Armored Fist poured? Because it comes out of a tap. There's no cans of of Armored Fist
Good
anywhere.
point. Yeah.
Like that is always on tap. Someone else is pouring that beer. But as you said, nitro will inherently make it kind of more thick. I think.
Creamy.
Creamy. Yeah, it was definitely creamier, which was a little weird. It didn't need that.
So it says the flavor is medium low, which I don't agree with, to high hop flavor. I feel like it needs to have high hop flavor
Yeah.
to be
Yes.
a CDA.
Yep.
If the roast is more dominant than the hops, then it's not.
And that's where Armored Fist has the perfect balance.
Yeah. So low to medium malt flavor, restrained chocolate or coffee notes, not burnt or ashy. What else? Dry finish with a bitter but not harsh aftertaste. So yeah, it's basically a hoppy but roasty, coffee, chocolatey forward beer.
It's a Willy Wonka beer.
It's like Russian Imperial Stout, but
But way better.
like
Hoppy.
fruitier hops
Yes.
versus just bitter hops.
I think that's true. Like, do they talk about the hop flavor in this at all?
I was looking at my little app and I didn't even see this in the categories.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's the number? Is there a number?
Yeah, it's 21B.
21B.
21B if you're searching the BJCP guidelines, everyone.
What does BJCP stand for, Marcus?
The brewer.
Blowjob cum pussy.
Yeah, I think we've done this.
You said that way too fast.
I made a mead that
Beer.
was barrel aged, juniper berry, cherry, and black pepper, and I called it the BJCP mead. And one of my buddies was like, "What does that stand for? Blowjob cunt pussy?" So that's why that's right up, always at the tip of my tongue now.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Brian.
So when you Google that, several search results below blowjob cunt pussy is the beer judge certification program. That's what it stands for.
Oh, you're going to get some interesting ads tonight.
I'm just saying.
You get some interesting comments.
They don't mention the character of the hops, which I think is a reasonable point. Like, because I've had CDAs or black IPAs that I have not enjoyed the hop profile on, and then what you said, the fruitier Northwest style hops, I think play way better with it. For some reason, like in my head, that doesn't make sense.
Correct. Agreed.
With like the roasty coffee thing, but it's way better. Every Northwest style one has been more up my alley and straight up my ass.
Yeah, like a black IPA is going to be super fucking bitter. CDA is going to have some fruitiness.
Well, that's the thing. So that's a tough, like, I feel like this is a tough style to pull off because you want the roastiness, and then the roastiness implies you're going to get some coffee, which, okay, coffee, that means bitter. So there's bitterness from the malt, but then you've got bitterness from the hops, potentially. So you got to be careful about your hop additions to make sure you don't make this thing a bitter. Because I've had plenty of these where I feel like mouthfeel is important, and it needs to be, I don't agree with light. Because when I've had the light, like you said 5% stouts, which is okay, but if it's a light mouthfeel and then it just hits you with hops, I don't think it works. It's like my IPA where it's a little bit too drying, and it with the bitterness, it accentuates that. And I think you need some like medium-ish mouthfeel to make the CDA work for me. And that's why I think like Armored Fist or like Barley Brown's Turmoil,
Turmoil is pretty good.
They're imperial versions, and I think that those are the best representations of the style for me.
Yep, I'd agree.
I can't remember a single, like a regular just CDA that I've been like, oh, this is a banger. And maybe Freem's was, but it might have been an Imperial that I had too. I can't remember.
I can't remember Freem. I just know I've had it, and
Yeah.
And they still might make it. I don't know why I always glaze over Freem in the store, because I know Freem is excellent, but for whatever reason.
You know what's funny is
it because their cans are kind of blank and easy to...
I don't even look at their cans. I look at their bottles still.
Oh.
Yeah. Didn't we have a comment? Someone on one of our...
their labels are hard to read on their little tiny neck sleeves.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. That's what gets me on Freem.
Okay.
Yeah. You probably need your glasses in order to read it, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes the color coding, there's too much contrast.
That's like me searching for Breakside IPAs at Fresh Hop season. It's like, fuck this. Yeah. It's all color coded. This is awful. I hate this.
Yeah.
So, no, go ahead, because I was going to change the subject.
So anyways, I was just going to say, I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's a perfect statement.
Yeah, so you're welcome for that.
Ooh,
Let me see your glass, Shitz.
Is
that a Bottle Logic? It is.
So,
Beef is going to give us something special.
Do you know what where Disneyland is? Where my wife went? It is in Anaheim, California.
Yeah, where's Bottle Logic, Jim?
Anaheim, California.
It is.
Ooh.
So I got some early birthday presents.
Oh, damn. Well,
sir,
thank
you got a birthday
sir.
coming up, sir.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
You and your wife are very close
yours.
on the birthday spectrum.
Yeah, and anniversary too.
No, yeah.
Just get it all done in like 2 months.
Yeah. So this is your 5-year.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
We were gonna just do a little thing in Leavenworth, but like the weekends we wanted to look at were really expensive.
Yeah.
So we're kind of holding off, and we're looking for a Scotland trip.
Oh, nice.
Like next year.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
We were going to try and get our Ireland trip planned, and then all of a sudden Ireland, I guess, is in turmoil right now with revolution and protests, so we're kind of following the news on that to see what's going on. Because how far apart are our wedding dates? Like
5 days.
5 days?
Something like that.
Okay.
Wait, what is yours?
16th. February 16th.
Okay. So, 8 days.
Why and then you guys vacation together?
And then one of our buddies...
For your anniversary?
Like at Disney World?
Yeah.
My friend Rick Friel up in Seattle, he got married like 2 days after us in the same place. He was there at the same time we were. Yeah, so
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so this is a Rocky Road Stout.
Oh my God, this is good.
God, it's hard to read.
Oh my God.
It's blue on black.
Yeah, and it's not exactly bright.
We have to save a sip of this for Carrie. Holy shit.
Definitely.
I haven't gotten a sip yet.
Imperial Stout brewed with lactose, aged in bourbon barrels, finished with marshmallow, cocoa, walnuts, and almonds.
Oh, I taste that. I taste the nuts.
Marshmallow, cocoa, walnut.
Really good.
You're flexible.
Nuts.
You're flexible at drinking beer and tasting nuts.
No, it's more just the dangle.
It's a real teabagger of a beer.
It's like a...
Okay, I saved some for Carrie.
Oh, good.
It's like a 8-ball in a tube sock. Well, 2 8-balls.
Man, that's good. Ooh.
If you're lucky. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, do you want to move on to a different
Bottles?
topic? Huh?
Talk about bottles?
Bottles?
Bottle
Go
size?
for it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
No, you posted it. You go for it.
I didn't post it.
You post it?
I posted it.
This is bullshit. You didn't post
One of you
it.
guys goes in and you post your
Wait a
stuff
minute.
out of order, so it throws me off as to
Beth,
who did it.
Did I thought it was at the end. Did I not put it
No,
at
it's
the
up.
end?
It's up here in the middle.
Yeah, when I put it on there, it was the second thing on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, never.
This was a while ago. I put
Okay,
this
you
on
go
there.
ahead, Beef.
So wait, Beth posts topics from Disneyland? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sure. It's a small world.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, get me off this ride. Oh, I just got an idea.
That ride was closed. So.
Thank God, that ride sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I've been on that ride.
My dad was on it when it was at the New York's World's Fair. When it was
wow.
first opened in '66. Okay, anyway.
Wait, your dad was at the New York World's Fair in '66?
Yeah.
So was my mom. My mom worked there.
Oh my God.
Do we have...
That's fucking
Are we...
delicious.
Are we brothers?
brothers? Did we just become best brothers?
That's funny,
good.
though.
I'll be honest, I don't think it's great. Like, I'm not coming off like, boom, right away
I'm not like...
for this.
Is this barrel aged? Because I'm not getting barrel. Like this... Maybe there
Actually,
is.
maybe it's... I think it
Totally
is.
smooth, whatever it is.
Oh my God, you can't,
See, I don't think
can't
it's...
read it.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
super smooth.
Brewers, come on, make your bottles. Give them some contrast so people can read the friggin' cans and
As
bottles
if I
at
don't
the
have a
store.
phone right there.
I don't understand this. A lot of breweries are
Aged in
horrible
bourbon
with this.
barrels.
Oh, yeah. No, that's definitely there. But what were we talking about? I feel like we were actually going to get onto some...
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
the-
bottle sizes.
That's right, the size of the bottles. So I forget where exactly that this came from, but like I was thinking about how there's been this downsizing in bottles. I think it was maybe when I saw
Yeah.
DeGard doing the 12-ounce bottles
Yep.
that I'm like, would you guys buy like a... How small can you go? Would you buy like a pony bottle, like a 7-ounce bottle of a big stout, but it's $10 instead of spending $30 on a 16-ounce bottle Logic?
I would buy maybe not bottles, but I would buy taster cans.
Like the little 8-ounce
Yes.
Just
tall skinny cans.
Yeah, just like
If beers like
No.
this, yes, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what if you could buy this in like 3-ounce taster cans? You pop the top. You get like
like those highball things.
yeah.
Those,
you get like
you get like
instead of
the
one
liquor
bottle,
store.
you get like 8 or 10 like taster cans. You just
Yes.
like everyone gets a taster can. Here you go.
Well, even like
There's no way that's ever gonna happen.
even like
that's
that
silly. but-
Claim 52 cheesecake thing that I got bought a can of that for Carrie to try.
right.
That's if that came in little tiny cans,
You'd buy that.
perfect. Yes, you get
Yeah,
handed
it's
out
not
of-
worth it. It'll
like
never
like
happen.
like 5 ounces.
I don't know. Yeah, like the taster glass size. Yeah.
I'll play devil's advocate. I think 16 ounces is fine. 12 is okay. 16 is fine. Anything bigger, I don't need.
The big heavy stuff, I want 12.
Yeah, 12 to
Yeah.
16 is
Yeah.
fine. I don't think I need anything smaller. I definitely don't need anything bigger. Like it just doesn't really add anything.
Yeah.
So, because it's easy to share. Like 16 ounces of this is a 500, so it's like 16 ounces. It's a great beer to share with like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
You know, you get each get like 3, 4, 5 sips of it, and it's good.
Yeah.
Or you can drink it by yourself too. It's
But
fine.
like we do this once a month. Like we don't have bottle shares outside of this anymore.
We
Like
should.
that doesn't. Yeah, we should, but we don't.
Yeah.
I don't even talk to anybody that used to go to those bottle shows.
Sean, you
with.
said that I was going to start going to breweries with you again last month. You said like you called me out and said
I've been to 3.
I
Where
want
were
you to. I want you to. Yeah, you're going to make me.
We
go
were at
with you.
one of 'em.
And I've gotten no invites.
We went to Backwoods, man.
Zero.
That was our idea. What'd you come up with?
And then I sat next to Christopher all night.
I sat next to a child. No,
They were doing Fortnite dances, guys. It was weird.
Yeah.
All right, if you could go out to 3 breweries right now, what 3 breweries would you want to go to next?
In Portland.
Yep, sure, drivable.
Fracture?
Okay, where's that?
I don't know.
Okay,
I know it's in Portland though.
Okay.
It's in Portland.
whenever I see the name Fracture, for whatever reason, I know this is probably wrong. My brain tells me, oh, that's a gluten-free brewery. But they're not, though, are they?
They're not.
No,
Right, they're
no.
not.
I get them confused with like Structure. Just like the one word and like any
Sure.
and like any other gent band.
Sure.
I get them confused with.
Gent band.
I knew Marcus would get that one.
Yeah, I don't know why my brain tells me that Fracture is gluten-free. That's the first thing that pops in my head. So when I see their beers, I just glaze right past them, which is not fair at all. It's just not. So somebody's gonna have to give me a Fracture beer so I know, like, hey,
I'm sure you've had them.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So Fracture,
Wayfinder. I'd go back to Wayfinder.
Yeah.
I love their patio.
Yeah, that is a great patio.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
I forget the name of the wild brewery that opened up that got all the acclaim, like Nebulous or something like that, or
There's a Nebulous tap room.
I know that. Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah.
But I have something like that. I'd like to check them out. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. And their beers are very hard to find.
area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll throw one out there. I've been there once with you.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back.
Yeah.
Threshold.
Yes.
I
don't know why we don't go there more.
It's on the east
It's a
side.
long drive.
Yeah.
For us. Yeah.
It's been nice here.
It's out by Flying Pie Pizza though, which makes it worth the
Yeah.
trip.
It's right
we should
by
go.
Mount Tabor, the mountain they fucking
haven't
make
been
us
there
run
yet.
up.
Roscoe's?
No, I've been
for a
there.
run,
Been there
right?
2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
It's also by
once a year.
Roscoe's too, which is a great reason to get over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a walking distance.
Remember Roscoe's? Remember the girl?
Oh, yes.
I don't.
You
Listeners,
weren't
I
there.
don't.
Yeah.
It's we'll save that story for some other time.
That's a whole
That's a whole different podcast.
Yeah. Weird experiences at tap houses. Has
Sean-
nothing to Roscoe's had nothing to do with this experience other than it just happened at
Roscoe
Roscoe's.
set it up.
Yeah.
And Sean could have had sex in their bathroom. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try to minimize that. That was odd.
It was a very strange experience.
Yeah.
And yes, Roscoe's had nothing to do with it.
For a third, Fort
I've
George.
been to Roscoe's
Fort
several
George is
times
always
since
fun.
and not been offered
Never
in the way
happened
you were.
since. Yeah.
I was supposed to go see a Black Sabbath / McDonald's cover band.
Oh,
Max Sabbath.
Max Sabbath. Yes.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, bought tickets and everything.
They
but then
dress up as like the
yeah.
Ronald McDonald and
Yeah,
Grimace.
Hamburglar,
Yeah,
Hamburglar,
and I am
they play
Frying
Black
Pan
Sabbath
They play Black Sabbath-ish music.
covers. Yeah,
ish.
Well, it's like
I am Frying Pan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you ever
okay.
hear Dred Zeppelin?
Yes.
The reggae stuff that did Led Zeppelin songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like that.
But then that fell
They're
through.
the Weird Al version.
But
of that.
I've not been to Roscoe's either
Wait, so why did you talk about Max Sabbath?
because they were playing at Roscoe's and I bought tickets. And
Max Sabbath was going to play at Roscoe's?
I believe so.
Where?
Yeah,
There's no room to play.
Yeah, I don't know where they would
would
play.
they play? Or were they playing like at a theater next
Oh.
door?
There was a theater across the street from there.
Dante's.
Oh, Dante's would make sense.
Okay,
yes.
Dante's.
Okay.
Down on Burnside. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That totally makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Confusing my
I didn't
one
make
name.
Sense, yeah. Like Roscoe's has no space for a band.
No.
It's a pure tap room.
Yeah.
Or
Playing in the very
restaurant.
bathroom that I got hit on. So. Yeah. So what about you, Marcus? Three breweries. You said Threshold.
Threshold. I mean, I'd probably go to Great Notion because I think there's going
Which
to be some
one?
good stuff there. Alberta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Northwest would be good too, but it's not my favorite environment. But they might have even better beers than Alberta.
There was nothing.
But
at the
Alberta
North-
has the Pilot Brewery, so you get a bunch of weird stuff. There.
Yeah.
They don't ever.
Yeah.
The
put out.
Northwest location to me was just really stale.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, like they try to spruce
very-
it up inside, but it's
It's
industrial
no
and
character.
Very standard-ish,
in a weird
yeah.
spot. You can't walk
Yeah.
It's a
around
large
there.
space with just standard tables and chairs
Yeah.
that you're sitting
Mm-hmm.
in. So yeah. God, third place.
I said Fort George for my third. I don't know if that got talked over.
In Portland. Oh, just
Just in general.
We
It was
said
3.
drivable.
drivable. Okay.
Barley Browns. Bottle Logic.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is Beth now talking. The country is
It did
wide
take
open.
her 2 days to get down there. Only 1 to get back, but 2 to go down.
Heady topper.
Yeah. I mean, soft spot probably DeGard. If we're gonna say coast is okay.
Yeah. Coast works.
Yeah.
The day drive.
Just because DeGard has every time I go, every time I think about going there, I'm like, oh, it's DeGard again, which is not a problem, but it doesn't super excite me. But then when I get there and I have the beer and hang out, it's always good. Like I always really enjoy it.
It's a fun vibe too. I
Yeah.
like that vibe.
And I like the people there. They're always nice.
There's
and
never
it's
live
fun.
music.
I've only been to
Yeah.
the.
There's not a lot of TVs.
I've only been to
No
the current
TVs.
location once. I miss the old location because I miss standing in those lines and talking to people at the release dates.
They were from California or New Jersey or wherever the
country. Yeah. People were showing up for those release dates. Like, oh, I had to go to Seattle for a business trip, but I drove down here just for this to get some bottles.
Dude? Yeah, the dude who flew into like Seattle and drove down. That we met him in line before we go into photo that one year, and he just hung out. And then he started buying all these like rare bottles and stuff, and we were just hanging out. Like,
that was fun.
It was cool.
Yeah. So I don't know if you still get that at the new location, but
I think you get that maybe on the right time.
Yeah? Okay.
But,
I've only been there once, and it was just it was like going to a regular brewery, which was fine. It's a neat location, but I didn't have that experience.
Well, when you're a respected home brewer like me, you get treated differently.
It seems like every time I go there, I always overhear someone like, oh, like I had to go through hell to get here, but I was definitely going to come here, or like
it's
a destination.
Super happy that they went.
It is probably one of the top destination breweries in the country.
Yeah. Well, it used to be. It may still be. I think like a place like Brewhouse is probably going to be that place next.
Oh, I can't wait.
Right? Great Notion was that place and maybe still is to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
But Brewhouse is going to be that place once they open.
Yeah,
I imagine.
Yeah.
What about you, Sean?
So I was just trying to think, like, where would I go? Fort George.
Yeah.
I go to Fort George as much as I can.
I'm realizing that I'm picking location over beer or food options.
I didn't even think about food. I did. I admit, I did not think.
Because like Pelicans in my head, like in Pacific City
Pelican.
or Siletz Bay.
Okay, you know what? Pelican is in my head because the Bay, like that place looks super cool. I'd love to go check it out.
It's one of the best locations for.
No. I'm talking about the new one.
Where's the new one?
That's over just south of like Lincoln City on the Bay. Siletz Bay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that new one that opened like a year or so ago.
It's beautiful.
I want to go check that out.
I thought you were talking about the original one.
That's actually on my top 3. That would definitely be on there.
Because the original one, you literally walk out and you're on the beach.
Well, the original one is amazing
really cool too.
Yeah, Pacific City's amazing.
You walk out and you're on the friggin' beach.
Yeah,
you park on the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember like going there with you, me, and Yazzie, and we hung out on the beach and just had beers and lunch. And
you walk in, go get another beer, go back out to the beach.
Amazing.
I mean, you can't beat that.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 2 beers there I would drink, and that's it.
Yeah.
So.
And one of them's never on tap.
Boy, Fort George would be one of them. Whatchamacallit, the little place up in Multnomah. You went there the one time. You got a special. You went to the
Little Hop.
Little Hop.
Yeah, you would check out Little.
I want to go check out
there?
Little Hop.
Okay.
I'd go back to Threshold.
Do they? Yeah. I don't know if they have an actual location.
Threshold
do they
was
now?
a cool
I thought
spot,
they had a place in Multnomah.
I really like Threshold.
I thought they had like a food truck kind of operation where they sold beer out of there.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I went to like a focus group type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an event thing. I think they actually have.
But
I think
they have marshmallow.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
This is really good. What's this called again?
Into the Maelstrom.
It's called. It's too expensive. You'll never buy it.
Into the Marshmallow. I'll be honest. This is just okay for me.
It's not their best beer.
Mm-mm.
Honestly, I don't get a whole lot of barrel out of it.
I do on the very finish.
The adjuncts take the forefront for me. Maybe on the finish.
I feel like I'm not getting a lot of marshmallow though, but maybe that's just
I'm getting it.
Just like a general sweetness, thickness.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean, you were talking.
I want to go check out the guys Lazy Days who bought Ex Novo.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I want to see what's going on there.
Yeah, go to Beaverton.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go to Breakside any day. The Beaverton Breakside.
Well, I wanted to say Breakside, and actually I haven't been to Beaverton Breakside.
Oh, I was just there 3 weeks ago.
I didn't get an invite, even though you said you were going to invite me.
I know. Special. This was.
It was raining that day, and
there was snow in the forecast 10 days from then.
Carrie and I went and met with my old friend Kelly and her husband. And
I don't know Kelly and her husband.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
You're a special guest to the Oscars.
I'm being a dick.
Their daughter,
because he's mad.
Their daughter
super mad.
Their daughter referred to you as the new guy when you and I went to the Oscar party.
Say that again.
Their daughter refers to you as the new guy, new boy.
To this day,
yeah, because she hosts an Oscar party every year, and
I went 1 year.
You went with me 1 year.
You know,
I couldn't find a date.
You know, the year that I went was the year Ecliptic opened, and we brought a bunch of Ecliptic beer.
Oh,
and we're not fans of any of it.
I was gonna say, was it the year of La La Land and
I don't know. It was
whatever
year
when
Ecliptic.
Steve Harvey called out the wrong
but
name.
I will say,
no, I don't think it was that year.
They did the double Wanderlust this last month.
I had that.
What'd you think?
Double dry hop or imperial? What is it?
It's an imperial.
Imperial. Yeah, it's like 8%.
Okay.
A little too sweet.
Really? Fuck, I loved it.
A little too sweet, a little boozy.
Oh, you wanted it drier, maybe?
I wanted the correct amount of dryness.
You know who can do that for you?
Oh.
Only 2 breweries combined can do that for me.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, the can's sold out.
Do it correctly.
Every time I've gone to a store,
Just waiting for a cold
look at the Breakside section, you see the one empty rack, and you read, oh, God.
That's the one.
Double Wonderlust. Gone. Sold. That stuff was quick.
I was a little disappointed.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
But
not the answer Sean was looking for.
But there's high expectations there.
Yeah.
Speak to my hand.
Okay, you're done.
Okay.
So it's now Sean and I on the podcast.
Yeah.
You're done.
Oh, well.
Get
Looks like
that
this
bag.
next bottle
Did
logic.
we finish
will have
talking
to-
about cans, like bottle sizes?
Did we? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
We went on a tangent there.
I think so.
A tangent.
That's a tangent.
Now did we hit all the topics?
No.
Oh, no.
No, there's one more,
The
right?
WHO has come out and said no level of alcohol consumption is safe.
Who came out and said it?
Who
That
came out
Pete
and
Townsend,
said
I don't care what he thinks.
The guy knows.
Too much alcohol.
Pedophile.
Can you drink? Can you drink?
So that's the big news in the last couple of weeks is that. So we've been talking about. I think we've talked about it in previous shows where I've said like, oh, you know, the guidelines for how much alcohol you should drink a week has changed. It went from like for men like 14 drinks a week down to 7. And my doctor, you know, was telling me like, oh, you need to stop drinking so much because you're drinking like 14 or whatever I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it now needs to be down to 7. Well, the World Health Organization and the WHO came out and said that no amount of alcohol is safe and okay for you to drink, and that no one should be drinking any amount of alcohol because it's all bad for your health.
They once said that about cigarettes too, Marcus, and now look who's wearing the funny face.
And
Nobody
I'm like,
in this room smokes cigarettes. I'm just joking.
I'm like, well, okay, fine. I mean, if you look hard enough at like anything, you shouldn't eat or drink anything beyond like water and maybe some broccoli.
If I eat too much raw broccoli,
right? Yeah, that's about it.
If I eat too much raw broccoli, I am doubled up on the bed for 3 hours.
Oh, if I eat
that shit passes through
most
my
of
system.
any of it, it is an unhappy traveler in my intestines.
Unhappy traveler.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Screw
guys.
broccoli.
Yeah.
I'll drink beer.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, so they were talking about how, like, oh, hey, alcohol can be is actually a carcinogen. It's considered, and so if you drink enough of it, it can cause cancer in several areas. I'm like, okay, so where's the data that shows like the highest percentage of people drinking more alcohol, more beer, whatever? Is there a huge increase in cancer patients, you know, or your chances for cancer?
So is this just about beer? Is this alcohol in general?
Alcohol in general. Okay. Yeah.
Because beer is probably the most nutritious of all alcohol beverages.
I don't know if that's true.
With the grain, that's how beer was founded. It was made as a breakfast beverage because of the grain nutrient.
Well, beer alcohol has been around for centuries.
Well,
forever.
there's a lot of grain in this beer, and I don't think it's healthy.
In moderation.
well, right, but this Abbey Ale, like I think has some
made by
actual,
monks. How could it be unhealthy?
Right, has some.
God told them to make it. God wouldn't hurt us, right? So yeah, it's just.
Excuse me, God gave us.
Ever heard of the weather, Marcus?
I'm just curious because I could not find any data as to like, okay, yeah, there's ties to it, but like, how much alcohol do you have to drink to like in general raise your chance of getting cancer to be something appreciable that you need to be worried about that's not in the noise? And I couldn't find anything on that.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Like Norwegian, like in Europe, they're saying the study was done in Europe, and like in Norway is like one of the highest, I guess, consumers of alcohol. I'm like, are there like really high cancer rates in Norway?
There's a high rate of alcoholism
no,
in
not
the
really.
Scandinavian countries. I know that. But
yeah, but like, but like, are there high rates of cancer then? And it's like, it's not really any higher.
Show me that data.
It's not any higher than a lot of other places, and a
In
lot of the other places.
That's for sure.
And then it's like, oh, and then the places that have really low rates of cancer are places that are where they're not really like sampling that kind of data. So they're missing most of the population. Kind of that. Yeah, exactly.
Or I was thinking Mediterranean.
It's like
too.
Uganda is like one of the lowest rates of
they
cancer.
drink a lot of wine.
But like only 8% of deaths are even being assessed for what the cause of death was. Like, so it's like, so the data's bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, how, I mean,
Follow the money trail, Marcus. Follow the money trail.
Yeah, like, so, I mean.
Whenever these studies come out.
If I eat enough pork belly, it's not good for me too. But you know what? In moderation, it's
If
fine.
I have two a week, am I really.
Right.
A 1% increase
they said
of
any
death
amount of
over
alcohol.
40 years.
Any amount is bad for you.
At one point, eggs were bad for you, then they're good for you, then they're bad for you, then they're good for you.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think this is going to go back the other way, though.
You don't?
No, I don't see that happening.
You don't think the
Is it because there's no shell? Sorry.
Is it because there's they don't have a dairy council?
Yeah.
Who pays to make things?
You don't think there's a lobby for alcohol?
Is there?
There's got to be.
Oh yeah, there has to be.
Well, they're not doing their job.
Anheuser-Busch, the money behind that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, fine. Legitimately, I get it. Like, alcohol in general is probably not overall good for you. There's some studies that show there's some benefits, right? But there's some negatives always. But how much of it is it really impacting you?
I see stories countering each other all the time about wine, red wine.
Yeah. That's the old wives' tale, right? Red wine helps cardiovascular health.
Resveratrol, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to believe on any of that stuff.
Yeah, I want to see like what percent or what change in quality of life happens at what numbers. Which are you ever going to get that? I mean, be like, all right, 1 beer a week, Jim. That's all you're allowed to drink for 40 years.
Yeah, I'm like, so
you come to the big Magnum here.
Yeah, where's the data that shows that? Yeah, Jim.
Spoiler alert.
That Jim and 100,000 other people drank 1 beer a week for 20 years, and their rate of cancer was higher than the norm. Like, that's because the cancer thing is the big thing for them. I'm like,
but I want to know, like, I want to have a value on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you know what? Life is a risk, so you should
jump out of a building
and hey, just enjoy it.
What doesn't cause cancer these days?
Microplastic.
Raw broccoli.
No, that just creates abdominal discomfort.
Raw milk. Raw milk.
Raw milk. Okay.
Raw milk. Okay.
Well, thanks, Pete Townsend. You ruined beer for all of us. Now did we cover everything, guys?
No, there's another sad topic.
What am I missing?
Like the first one?
Bauman's?
The second one, then?
Bottles?
Third one?
Beach rake.
Ecliptic?
No, we talked about that.
Well, we didn't really talk about beach rake, but yeah, beach rake is.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, beach rake and buoy and.
We didn't talk about buoy.
Beach rake and buoy and ciders. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways,
buoy's just continues to slip into the river.
Yeah, the building, like unbeknownst to me.
I'm sorry, guys, but it's funny.
It is funny, but it's also
it sucks. It really fucking sucks.
But it's funny because of bureaucracy. It's like, how the fuck has that not been shored up yet at this point? It's been like a year and a half.
Yes.
It's like, they're stuck in permit hell apparently to try and deal with it, and so in the meanwhile, the brewery continues to slip into the ocean. And it's like, they said, now the tap room has slipped into the ocean a bit. It's like, I'm sorry, just isn't there like some sort of steps you can take to mitigate it in the meanwhile? But yeah, okay, you don't have to like rebuild the building right away, but can we stop it from falling into the ocean?
Right, yes.
Like, can we at least do that?
We put a couple 4x4s up there.
Permits for that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Just to do that?
Yeah, I do not understand it. And like they interviewed the owner Bowie, and he's like, yeah, it's just stuck in like permits. We're trying to get this done, but it's super slow. And
no, say that for Gary. How much is left?
Who's Gary?
Carrie.
Oh, Carrie.
Not her ex-husband.
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah.
I'm good. You can save it for Gary or Carrie. Either one. So yeah, it's that's kind of crazy. And then Reach Break was like a complete surprise because they just expanded.
Well, they expanded over the cidery place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the cidery place went out of business, unfortunately, which blows.
Right.
But then they took over that and they were going to expand but then like within a month they closed.
Was that right next door?
Yeah.
Wait, did they go to business?
Damn.
So on the Fort George property, that glass blowing place up there that we'd go watch during Festival of the Dark Arts, that has now been taken over by somebody, and I thought it was either the cidery.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like I saw that too.
Yeah.
Is that the place? It's not next door to Reach Break?
It was next door to Reach Break, then they moved
there.
They moved up there, I think.
Okay.
I might be saying this all wrong.
I haven't been there since 2020.
We're not a news agency outlet, listeners. Sorry, Jason.
I can look at it. Let me look at the article. I can figure this out. You guys keep talking.
About this topic that we need more information on?
Well, I don't think any of us read this.
Nah. Who posted it?
I did.
Okay, Marcus. It's
Yeah, that's your job then.
Know your article,
I'm
Marcus.
so sorry.
That's what you get for posting an article.
I'm sorry, I didn't post an article about, hey, you guys want smaller cans?
Everyone loves smaller cans.
I like big cans.
There you go.
Oh.
Yes, you're right. It is. So they, their claim citers saw success in the North Coast area, and when they learned that the glass blowing place, space above Fort George, they rebranded themselves to Fortune and Glory Cider. And so they moved there they were there for the 2022 Festival of the Dark Arts. And now they're gone.
Oh.
So they moved from the place next door to Reach Break to there, and then Reach Break now just took over that space like a month ago, but then closed. Yeah.
So. Wow.
That's kind of weird. Like, I don't think anybody understands why Reach Break closed yet. Because especially like when you expand and then just close like within a month, that's very strange.
See, Reverend Nats, see Ecliptic.
Yeah, well, Rev Nats did similar things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think they were fully moved into their new place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ecliptic opened up the new place, closed down. Yeah. I mean,
Maybe it just takes longer than people expect and longer than, money dries up and then...
I think it's harder to be in the business right now.
I know
definitely.
that the owner of Reach Break had some medical issues too.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, he lost a leg, so he's like, brewing has gotten really hard for me too.
Shit.
I didn't know
that.
that.
That'll fucking change things.
Yeah.
Damn.
I wouldn't have to brew beer if I didn't have all my legs.
You don't brew beer with 2 legs.
If I lost
That's
a
what I'm
pinky...
saying.
Oh, okay.
If I lost a pinky, I would stop brewing beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had a fingernail
Good thing you
fall off, I'd be done.
10 pinkies.
Okay, now
How gross would that be?
You really want to be done, don't you?
No, I'm just... We went so out of order that I have a hard time...
That's your
making
fault.
we
You
hit
run
every-
this show.
I know. I'm not good at it. I've only been doing it for 10 freaking
Well,
years.
are you guys going to miss Reach Break? Or do you go there much when you went to Astoria?
I would probably go there every 5 trips down to Astoria.
Okay.
The fact knowing that it's just not an option is sad.
Yeah.
They
don't package... At least I never saw their beer packaged. I think you had to get it from the brewery, didn't you?
Yeah.
But you have Breakside right across the street.
Well, they're there now. Yeah.
Right. So, and Bridge and Tunnels is still there. And, so
And
there.
what's the other one down the Obelisk? Obelisk is good.
Obelisk is there. Yeah.
Very good.
So there's plenty of options.
It stinks that they're gone because I think they were a good...
Yeah,
they were definitely more localized, but they were a very good...
You know what was really cool
beer.
about that place is going to Festival of the Dark Arts when you needed a break.
Yeah.
You go down to Reach Break and like just get a couple IPAs to lighten up for a minute.
Get
Seriously,
a couple IPAs.
We did that.
We did it every year.
Yeah.
We went down there. I lost a hat doing that.
Get a couple. Get a couple IPAs. Lose a hat.
I got a really crappy replacement hat.
although monetarily you won out there.
No, I don't know where that hat is anymore. Got no idea.
I think.
But you're right. We figured out quick story is I had an OG, like one of the OG Festival of the Dark Arts beanies that I wore down there. Shouldn't have probably let go of it. You guys actually chastised me after the fact, rightly so. But there was someone we ran into there, and she really liked it, and I ended up just giving it to her. And
a local.
We swapped caps, and she gave me her cap. I'm like, yeah, fine, whatever. I didn't really care, and I really don't care. But we ended up after the fact
learning. Still talking about it.
We ended up learning after the fact that these were handmade beanies that she gave me, and they were $80,
$60 or $80.
Yeah, they were super expensive. I was like, oh my god, she really gave up something of value. Because there aren't many of them either. I think they're made one-offs. There weren't a bunch of them around. So she actually gave up way more than I did. But hey, I hope she's still wearing it.
I think I ended up with it.
Maybe you have it.
And I think it ended up going to my wife's mom.
Oh, okay. So it's in Indiana?
I don't know where it is now.
Oh, okay.
But
it was in Indiana at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I kind of like that it has a story.
I'm fairly certain that's what happened to it.
I kind of like that it has a story.
Right? Yeah.
It's cool. Anyways, what a dumb story. Sorry.
No, that's a good way to end the show.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect for us.
Start dumb, end dumb.
Yep. In the middle, lots of dumb.
That was episode 102 of the
102
Portland
FM
Beer Club podcast.
FM.
Go to our website. You know what our biggest...
Do we have a website?
We do have a website.
Yeah, okay.
We even have an email address where people can contact us, and if you go to our website, you can get that email address.
That's not going to happen.
I know.
That's too much work.
It's amazing the lack of interaction we have with our audience, considering I know for a fact that we
you got some interaction on the top breweries list.
and I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
The cool thing is I have a feeling when you do this, like maybe another 2 years, which is kind of our average, is we'll probably be seeing brew hosts on that list, because boy, a lot of people mentioned brew hosts, and it's like, there you go. But
well, we want to go there. You guys wanted to go there before they were open.
Yeah, I still think we should go
before they're open.
Just protest, like, open your doors.
We would have to go stand in line for a bottle release, but that's the only time we'd get there right now. When they open, let's go.
I have a feeling they will burst onto the top 5 list for us, because
I don't know yet.
You don't?
No,
I've been pretty impressed.
I've had one beer from them.
I've had 2.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Same here. I've had 1, and it was very, very good. Yeah. But it's also not like he makes styles that I'm not drinking regularly. Yeah. Like I'm not drinking pastry stout a bunch, and I'm not drinking triple IPAs, double and triple IPAs, hazy IPAs.
Especially hazy, right? Yeah.
So they may be amazing, and they may make my list to some degree, but I don't know if they're going to be top.
Well, it's not. It's going to be a couple years before we do that again. So
you're saying he's got time?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's listening and cares a whole lot.
Mr. Brewhouse.
Yes.
Bobby Brewhouse.
Do your magic. Bobby Brewhouse. Work your magic.
He's cousins with Bobby Boucher. All right, guys. That's it. Who wants to finish us off here?
Jim.
Gatorade.
That's another episode of the Portland Beer Club podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Untapped, and check out our website at www.portlandbeerclubpodcast.com.